Okay, so today we're going to talk about the chords that work in the key of G major / E minor. They're relative, so the same chord and scales will work in both, which is good news for us because that means we don't have to learn double the amount of scales and chords. So we're going to start off, we're only going to do open position chords in the key of G for this video because we're still working towards bar chords. So we're going to start with the key of G and the G chord. So G, open all the way. Then we have A minor. Then we have C major. Then we have D major, which is second finger on the F sharp, second fret of the high E string, skip one, first finger on the A, second fret of the G string, and then that third finger on the D on the B string, and we play from the D string, so the last four strings. D major, okay, and then we have E minor, just second finger, second fret A string, third finger, second fret B string in line. And we play all the strings, okay? Okay, so once more we have G, A minor, C major, D major, E minor. Okay, so we can use any variation of those. And speaking of variations, we do have a couple that we can use in here as well that we talked about the other day. So the first one, our C, can actually be C add 9. We know the theory of that is we count up an octave plus 1, which is adding a D to it. Okay, so to take C from C add 9, you can do it two ways. You can either have your basic C form and then add this pinky here on the D, third fret of the B string. And then you can kind of walk back and forth between. Or you can play it like a G, except these two come down. Same chord. And then the other one is a D with an F sharp on the bass, which is written D / F sharp. So here's our regular D major. Again, we talked about this one. Now, if we want to add an F sharp into the bass, we have an F sharp up here, second fret. So we're going to bring that first finger up. We're going to bring that second finger up. Okay, so now we have an F sharp in the bass, which is nice if you want to walk. Okay, so now we have our chords in the key of G / E major. I'm sorry, E minor. Now we also had a couple of progressions that we did the other day. So we're going to start with that. So I want to make sure y'all get a good view of the fretboard here. The first one was G, but we're going to do something. We're going to use an anchor finger right here with our third finger on that third fret on the B string. That's a D. So make sure you got that note. That note is not going to move the whole progression. So we're actually going to mute the high E string here. So we have this finger here, and it's also going to kind of just rest against that E and mute it. So for all this progression, you're not going to hear the E very well, okay? So we're going to start that with a G through the B string, okay? Now we go to that D F sharp that we talked about, where from here, first finger goes up, this one comes down to the G string, D F sharp. Now to make an E minor, this would be an E minor 7, I believe. We're gonna take these two fingers, this one comes down one, this one comes up one, like they're trying to kind of meet. Okay, and then from there we go to that C add 9, which is just like the G, except these two fingers are moved down here. So again, that's G, D, F sharp, E minor 7, and then C add 9. Okay, so get used to that, and again, you notice this finger right here never moved. Okay, now another variation of this, just swapping the order of the chords, we'll start all in the E minor. Okay, E minor 7, there we go. So we go from there, then we're gonna go to the C add 9. So second finger shifts up to the C, first finger goes down here to, like so. We're still muting that E. Then we move it up to a G, so just move these two up. And then we go to our D, F sharp. Or you could alternately just go to a D suspended right there too. So, okay, so for those, our two patterns, if we were gonna strum, it might sound like this.